With a new year comes new things. And so this year, my overall intention is to cook a little lighter and a little healthier. I have over 800 recipes, probably more than that, on my channel already of the good Southern delicious foods, okay? So I thought going into this year, we do something just a tad bit different and lighten it up just a bit. That's not to say you won't see me cooking some fried pork chops and gravy because, well, you will, and probably soon. But today, we're getting ready to cook a blackened fish. We're cooking cod, and we're going to cook it in our air fryer, and we're also going to add the addition of salsa onto it. So right now, I am just cutting up my green onions, my scallions, and as you can see, they're pretty big, and that's because they came from my garden at the Scaredy Cat Gardener on YouTube, okay? I am also gonna cut up a little purple onion, red onion. And I have a clove of garlic over here. Try to make sure your garlic, although I have it mixed up with my onions, that's because I wanted my onions a little finer. Make sure your garlic is kind of minced pretty well, okay? And I ran out and grabbed just a little bit of fresh parsley from my garden as well. Cut off most of these stems right there. Some of the stems is great. Let's give this a rough chop. Oh, this smells so good. You know, it's nothing like going outside, grabbing some fresh herbs. If you all don't do anything else, and you can do this on your kitchen counter, grow some fresh herbs, whatever your main herbs are that you really like. Grow those, okay? You can grow those right on your kitchen counter. Putting in my black beans. Do have some corn here. And you know, when it comes to salsa or anything else, I always say, feel free to leave out or put in whatever you like, okay? Grab all this and put it in here. It is so colorful and flavorful. That's what I like the most about it. Turn my knife over. Okay, we want to add a teaspoon or two of lemon juice. Same with a little olive oil. And I am using some of my Pam's Prep Fiery Hot Seasoning just because I want to give my salsa a little kick, okay? Go ahead and you want to combine this really well. Oh my goodness, the flavors are amazing. The full recipe you can find at pamspreps.com. Okay, now it's time for us to get our fish prepared. So the first thing we need to do is combine our rub for the fish. That is some black pepper. Now, typically, if you're talking about a blackened fish, you want garlic powder, onion powder, paprika, cayenne. However, my seasonings have all of that in it, okay? So I don't need a ton of seasonings, just the one, all right? Now, I am going to use all three of my seasonings. This is the classic one. Although it does have some sodium in it, it is very, very low. I am using my Fiery Hot because of the extra cayenne it has in it, since I'm not using actual cayenne, okay? And then I am using no salt because I want more of the seasoning without the salt, okay? Without any salt at all. So we are adding all 3 of my seasonings into this blackened fish. Now I'm going in with some thyme. Again, this is thyme from my garden. And I am also going in with some oregano. Now, I am going to mix this, combine it really well. And I am actually crunching up my oregano and my thyme just a little bit more, because when I dehydrate it, I never know what I want to use it for. So I try not to dehydrate it and then grind it up into a fine powder, because sometimes I want larger pieces, okay? And now we're going to set this aside. And you can use a spray oil if you want, but I am just taking a little olive oil and brushing it on my fillets. And I am just doing 2 fillets, but the recipe will be for more like 4 fillets. You always want to do front and back, even when you're seasoning, okay? The olive oil also helps the seasonings adhere to it. I always do your, what I call the backside, the downside, or whatever you want to call it, of your fish or protein or whatever it is first. If it's chicken, season the underside first. So then when you flip it over, you have your seasonings on top. Will not necessarily come off. Okay? Make sure you rub it in. I'll do my sides, do all your sides. Make sure you have seasoning everywhere. Okay, now we want to season the front side. Adding it in helps it to adhere. So always make sure you do that. And I will see you guys at the air fryer. I have preheated my oven, and I always like to use these type of silicone baskets inside of my air fryer. And although they are non-stick, I still like to go in with a little olive oil and actually oil it so that my fish or whatever I'm cooking won't stick. It also actually makes for easier cleanup, okay? Now I'm just going to put the fish inside of the little basket. And we are going to cook this in the air fryer, 425 degrees Fahrenheit, for approximately 8 minutes, or until it's nice and crispy and golden on top, okay? It's got these little handles here, sit it down, but keep in mind that even though that's silicone, when your fish or whatever you're cooking is done, it will be hot. Ooh, we are done, we are done. Look at that, look how nice and blackened and crispy that is. You can still hear it sizzling. Oh my goodness, we are going to plate this up. Oh my goodness. Yes, yes, yes. Okay, we are going to plate this up. What I have in the bowls already, this is cauliflower rice, okay? And I am going to actually add some of my salsa in the bottom, in the middle. Now you can plate yours any way you like. I like to do this for a couple of reasons. Number one, as I'm eating, I have salsa on the bottom and the top. And number two, this gives a little anchor, a little lift for my fish. Let's put our fish right here in the middle. And add our salsa on top. And feel free to add as much or as little salsa as you like in yours, okay? Look, doesn't that look amazing? Oh my goodness. It's light, it's healthier, lots of protein. Oh my goodness, let's give it a taste. Oh my goodness, I need some of the salsa on here. Gotta have a little bit of everything in your one bite. That deserved a double wiggle, okay? Ooh, you can taste the seasoning from my all-purpose prep seasoning. You can taste the fresh herbs from the garden, especially that parsley, because these are dried, but I just ran out there and grabbed some of that parsley. It is amazing, okay? Thank you all so much for coming and hanging out with me today here in my kitchen. Hit subscribe and I will see you next time. The good Lord willing and the creek don't rise. Bye-bye.